Hello students. So here today from the last numbers, as you have done the exercise till 1.6, today we will do exercise 1.7 from the first chapter, last numbers. So in exercise 1.7 we have the rounding of the numbers. So as you have done in the lower classes also, the rounding of the numbers, but also we'll just do a short recap to understand how to do the rounding up of the numbers. Okay, see here, I'm giving an example here. First we'll just do a short recap, then I will go with the exercise. So rounding of the numbers to nearest 10. The first one I'm going to explain the rounding of the number to nearest 10. So I'm taking a small number, that is 23. Okay, 23. Where is 23? In a number line, if we see, 23 is between 20 to 30. This 23 is between 20 to 30, in between here. Suppose 23, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29, 30. So it is in between number 20 to 30. So if you see here, this 23 is nearest to 20. This 23 is near to 20. Okay. So in that way, we can say the number, rounding of the number to nearest 10, it will be equals to 20. Okay. It will be equals to 20. So same way, if you see the number, rounding of the number nearest to 100, same way, if you see a number, same way, in that way, the number of nearest to 100, the number will be of 3-digit numbers. The number will be of 3-digit numbers. Suppose we have 600, okay, 604, okay, 604. So this 604 will be between 600 to 700, 600 to 700. So if you see here, the 604 is also nearest to 600, so it will the rounding of the number to nearest 100 will be 600. Suppose this number would be more than 600, it would more be 600, let's see, it would be 98. So suppose it would be 698, so it is near to 700. It's near to 700, so that time the number will be round up to 100, will be 700. So it is in the number line. So same way for nearest to 1000, it is the same procedure. But the other shortcut for rounding up the number to the nearest of 10 and 100 and 1000 are what we used to do. Suppose we have a number, I'll take that same number, 23. So it is saying to round up the number to nearest 10. So to round up the number to nearest 10, we'll check at the ones place. Which number we have? We have 3. We have 3. This number 3, if it is less than 5, if it is less than 5, number 3 is less than 5, then what we'll do, at the ones place we'll write 0 and at the tens place we'll keep as it is. So it will be 20. Suppose the number at the ones place, it will be more than 5. It will be more than 5, then we will change this number to 0 and we'll add 1 to the tens place. So this will be the answer, the shortcut to find the rounding of the numbers. Okay, as we have done in the lower classes and the previous classes also, how to round up the numbers. Again I am repeating, we'll check the number at the ones place. If you see the number is less than 5, then we'll change the ones place digit to 0 and we'll keep the tens place digit as same. If it is more than 5 or equals to 5, more than 5 or equals to 5, that time we'll change that number to 0 and we'll add 1 to the next number. In same manner, for rounding of the number to nearest 100, we'll check the digit at the tens place. Suppose we have a number 625. Okay, 625. We'll check the number at the tens place. Same way, if it is less than 5, we'll change the two ones and tens place to 0, and we'll keep the number same here. It will be 600. Suppose this number is more than 5 or equal to 5, more than 5 or equals to 5, that time we'll change this number ones and tens place to 0, and we'll add 1 to the number, then it will become 700. Same procedure is for rounding of the number to the 1000. Same way we'll do here. That time we'll check the digit at the 100 place. We'll check the digit at the 100 place. If it is same, less than 5, then we'll do the same procedure, and in more than 5 or equals to 5, it will be same. So let's start with the exercise, and you will understand it properly more. Okay, so see here. So the exercise which we are going to start today is exercise from the last number, first chapter, exercise 1.7. So the first question we have, round the following numbers to the nearest 10. It is saying round the following numbers to the nearest 10. Okay, so in question number 1 we have A first. So the number which we have, it is 5486. 5486. So to nearest 10, just now I explained you, we'll check the number at the ones place. At the ones place, here it is 6. So we'll write at ones place the number is 6. Okay, the number is 6, which is greater than 5. See here at the ones place, it is 6, it is greater than 5. So what I told you, if it is equals to 5 or greater than 5, what we'll do, we will change the ones place digit to 0, and we'll add 1 to the tens place. So the number will be, then the round of the number to nearest 10 will be, what I told, we'll change that to 0, and we'll add 1. So when we'll add 1, it will become 9. So the answer will be 5490. 5490. This is how you will do the rounding of the number to nearest 10. Let's do one more question from here, question number 1, that is C. So in C we have 63,547. 63,547. So let's check here also. For here also, if we check here at the ones place, we have 7, which is more than 5. So same thing we'll do here. At ones place, the number is 7. At the ones place, the number is 7. So 7 is, what is 7? 7 is more than 5, which is greater than 5, which is greater than 5. At ones place, the number is 7, which is greater than 5. Then the rounding of the number, to nearest 10. To nearest 10 will be, as I told, if it is more than 5 or equals to 5, what we'll do, at the ones place we'll make it 0, and we'll add 1 to the tens place. So it will be 63,500. At the tens place we have 4. When we add, it will become 5, and this will become 0. So 63,550. This is how you will round up the numbers from nearest 10 to nearest 10. to nearest 10. So question 1, you have understood how to do the nearest 10. Now let's do question number 2. What question number 2 is saying? Round off the following number to the nearest 100 and 1000. Here we have to round up the numbers. We have to round up the numbers to nearest 100 and 1000. Okay. So the first question we are going to do is 2b. So it is 4,80,561. 4,80,561. Same way, first we'll do to nearest 100. So to see the nearest 100, we'll check the place at tens place. So at the tens place, we have 6. We are rounding up the number to the nearest 100. So at the tens place, we have 6. So at tens place, we have at the tens place we have the number 6. Okay, so 6, which is we have 6 which is greater than 5. So as I told you, which is greater than 5, then the round of the number to nearest 100 first we are doing. Okay, to nearest 100, what we have to do? We have to change the ones and tens place to 0 and add 1 to the 100 place. So it will be 4,80,000. So when we'll add 1, it will become 6, and here we'll put 2 zeros. Okay, now let's round up to nearest 1000. So to round up the number to nearest 1000 will be round of the number to, okay, first let's check here. Let's first check it here. So for 1000 we'll see the number at the 100 place. For 1000 we'll see the number at the 100 place. So at the 100 place what we have? We have 5. So as I have told you, when the number is equals to 5 or more than 5, then we'll round up the number to the 1000. So at the 100 place, 100 place we have the number 5, which is greater than which is equals to 5, which is equals to 5. Then I have told you, when it is equals to 5 or more than 5, what we'll do? We'll round up the number to nearest 1000 we are doing. So what we'll do? We'll place these three numbers, 1 tens 100 to 0, and we'll add 1 here. So it will be 4,81,000. So this is how you will do question number 2b. Question number 2b. Question number 2b. Okay, now let's do D from question number 2 only. Let's do D. Okay, the number we have 7,86,500. 7,86,500. So same way we'll check here the number at the tens place, because we are first rounding up the number to the nearest 100. So the number at tens place, we have 0, which is less than 5, so the rounding of the numbers, round of the number to nearest 100 will be, as I told, if it is less than 5, what we'll do, we'll just change it to 0 and we'll not add any number to the 100 place. So it is already 0, so we no need to change it, so it will be 500 only. Okay, now let's check this one. Now rounding of the number to nearest 1000, rounding of the number to nearest 1000. Okay, rounding of the number to nearest 1000. Okay, so let's see at the 100 place. For nearest 1000 we check at the 100 place. So at 100 place what we have? We have 5 here, which is equals to 5. Okay, so the number at 100 place, we have 5, which is equal to 5. So when it is equals to 5 or more than 5, what we do? We change the places to 0 and we add 1 to the 100 place. Sorry, I have written 100. Yes, we are doing to 1000, no? So at the 100 place, so round of the number to nearest 1000, which will be equals to, here we will change the both numbers to 0, 1 tens 100 will change it to the, and we will add 1 here, so it will become 87,000, 7,87,000. So this is how you will do question number D. This is how you will do question number D. Okay, so we have completed question 2. So you have understood how to do this, rounding of the number to nearest 100 and rounding of the number to nearest 1000. Now let's go to question number 3. What we have in question number 3, let's see. Okay, question number 3. Now we'll do question number 3. Okay, question number 3, it is saying population in city A is 6,07,688. Okay, the population in the city A is that much, and the population in city B, it is 68,64,602. Round up the population in both the cities to the nearest 1000. We have to round up the population in both the cities to the nearest 1000. So the first, how we'll do here? Population in city A is how much? 6,07,688. Okay, so it is saying to round up the number to the nearest 1000. So to round up the number to the nearest 1000, what we used to do, we used to check the number at the 100 place. So here at the 100 place what we have? 6. At the 100 place what we have? We have 6, which is greater than 5. So the at 100 place we have, at the 100 place we have 6, which is more than, or we can write which is greater than 5, which is greater than 5. So here it is greater than 5. So that time what we'll do, the round of the population to nearest, it is saying to population to nearest 1000, to nearest 1000, which will be equals to, what we'll do, at the 1s, 10s, 100 we'll write 0, and at it is more than 5, so we'll add 1 to the 1000 place. So it will be 6,08,000, 6,08,000. Same way, if you see the population of B, now let's do with the population of B. Population in city B. Population in city B is 68,64,602. 68,64,602. Okay, let's see here. So here also at the 100 place, as we check, it is 6, that is more than 6. So at 100 place we have 6, which is greater than 5. So at the 100 place we have 6, which is greater than 5. So the round of the population to nearest 1000, round of the population to the nearest 1000 will be same. We'll write the zeros for 1s, 10s, 100, and at the 1000 place we'll add 1. So it will be 68,65,000 after adding 1 at the 1000 place. 65,000. So this is how you'll do question number 3. Okay. So I have done question number 3 all. So this is how you will do question number 3. Now let's go to question number 7. Question number 4. We have the last question from this exercise. Last question 4. So 4a. Okay. So which of the following can be round up? Write yes or no. Only it is saying you have to write yes or no. But which of the following will be round up? Okay. So see here. Question number A. It is saying the bus leaves at 3:48 p.m. Can it be round up to 4 p.m.? Okay. The bus leaves. There is a bus. Okay. The bus leaves at the time 3:48 p.m. 3:48 p.m. Can it be round up to 4 p.m.? It is saying. So if we check here, as I explained you rounding of the numbers in the line, this 3:48 is nearest to 4 p.m. This 3:48 is nearest to 4 p.m. If you see in the clock, this is 12, 6, 3, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. What will be the clock 3? So it will be the small hand will be here 3:48 approximately it will be here, suppose. Okay. So if you see here, it is nearest to 4 o'clock. So it can be round up to 4 p.m. It can be round up to 4 p.m. So for answer number 4, it will be A will be yes. Okay. Now number B, let's check number B. Okay. Number B, if 292 tickets are sold, can you round off the numbers to 300? So here in question number B, it is saying how many tickets have been sold? 292 tickets have been sold. Can you round off the number to 300? Can we round up the number to 300? If we check here, at the 100, whenever we round up, we check at the tens place. Whenever we are rounding up the number to the 100, we check at the tens place. So here if we check at the tens place, we have 9, which is more than 5. So which is more, whenever it is more than 5, the tens place and the 100 place, we change it to 0 and we add 1 to the 100 place. So this is how it will be changed to 300. So yes, we can change the number or round up the number to nearest 300. Number to 300 it is saying. So we can round up the number to nearest 300. Okay, near to 100, 300. So with this I have completed exercise 1.7. Okay, from 1.7 I have done question number 1, A and C, B, D, E. You do practice it and do your homework as your homework. Question number 2 I have done B and D. You do A and C, E for homework. Question number 3 I did for you, and from question number 4 I did just now A and B. The remaining C, D, E you can do as your homework. Now let's go to the last exercise from this chapter, that is exercise 1.8. Exercise 1.8. So before going to the exercise, let's do a short recap here also. So here we are going to deal with the Roman numbers, the Roman numericals. So as you know, the Roman numbers have 7 letters. You have done in the lower classes also. They have 7 letters, 7 symbols. So they are this one, alphabet letters L, C, D, M. Okay, so this is 1, 10, 50, 100, 500, and this one is 1000. So this is the Roman numbers and this is our Hindu-Arabic numbers. Okay, Roman numericals. So see here, with this we can write the Roman numbers. So there are some rules, okay, as you have done in the previous classes also, in your lower classes also. So I am going to recap it again. So a symbol can be repeated at maximum 3 times. These symbols of the Roman numerical can be repeated only 3 times. They can be repeated. That means you can write any one only 3 times, not more than 3 times. Rule 2, only I, X, C and M can be repeated. This I, X, C and M can be repeated. It can be repeated. Others you can't repeat more than 3 times. That can be repeated. Okay. If one or more symbols are placed after the symbol of greater value, that means addition. If any symbol is after the another symbol which is greater than that, then it is addition. Suppose X, I is given. I is small and X is 10. I is 1 and X is 10. That means a symbol is after this. Okay, so this means addition. This means addition, that is X means 10 plus 1 which is equals to 11. Okay. Another rule, the last one is, if a symbol is placed before a symbol of greater value, if a symbol is placed before the greater value, that means subtraction. Okay, that means subtraction. So suppose here it is given LX, suppose XL. Okay, XL. So what does L means here? L means 50, X means 10 minus 10, that is equals to 40. That is equals to 40. So whenever a symbol is after the greater, it is addition, and whenever a symbol is before the greater number, it is subtraction. So with the help of this, we are going to do the exercise 1.8. So I'll keep this here only and I'll start with the exercise. Okay, so let's do with the exercise 1.8. Okay, so the first one we are going to do question number 1. What it is saying, write the following Roman numericals in the Hindu-Arabic numbers. In the question, the Roman numbers are given. Roman numericals are given. You have to write in Hindu-Arabic numbers. You have to write in Hindu-Arabic numbers. So from question 1, I am going to do A. Okay, so A it is L, X, X, X. Okay, so see here, if we see this number, what is L? L means 50, X means 10, another X means 10, and another X means 10. Okay, so as I told you the rule when I was explaining, whenever the symbol is after the greater symbol, that means addition. So see, what does L means? L means 50, X means 10, again X means 10, again X means 10. That means 50 plus 10, 60, 60 plus 10, 70, 70 plus 10, 80. So the Hindu Arabic numerical is 80 here. Okay, now let's do one more. Let's do F. It is D, C, C, X. Okay, D, C, C, X. Okay, let's check here. What does D means? D means 500. What does C means? 100. This is also 100. And X means 10. That means here also all the numbers which is after the bigger number, that means addition. They are being added. D means 500. C means 100. Again C means 100. Plus X means 10. So 500 plus 100 is 600. 600 plus 100 is 700. 700 plus 10 is 710. So this is how you write the Hindu Arabic number for the Roman numericals. Okay, well, let's do one more. Number G. Okay, in G we have X, C, V11. Okay. What does X means? X means 10. And what does C means? 100. What does C means? 100. And V means 5. I means 1 and 1 I means 1. So see here X means, C means 100 and X is before the greater symbol. The X is before the greater symbol. That means here subtraction is being happening. Here subtraction is being happening. So how much is C? Is 100 minus 10. Okay. Then 5. Then all are 1. Okay. Plus 1. Okay. 100 minus 10 is 90 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1. So 95, 96, 97. See here how I have done this. C is more. Before that it is X. So 100 minus 10 plus V is 5. I means 1 plus 1. Okay. It is after the greater number. So that means addition. So 100 minus 10 is 90. 90 plus 5, 95, 96, 97. So last one, let's do H. Okay. D, C, C, I, X. Okay. So here let's see. What does D means? D means 500. C means 100. C means 100. I means 1 and X means 10. That means before here it has been subtraction done. 500 plus 100 plus 100. They are all after the big number, big symbol, plus 10 minus 1. Okay. So 600 plus 700 plus 10 minus 1 is 9. That is 709. So this is how you write the Hindu Arabic numbers for this following question. So we have completed question number 1. How to write the Hindu Arabic numbers. Okay. Now let's go to question number 2. Okay, question number 2, we have write each of the following Hindu Arabic numericals in the Roman numericals. Here you have to write the Roman numericals for the Hindu Arabic. So in question number 2A I am doing. So A we have 250. So how will write 250? 100 means C and 50 means A. So 100, C, again 100, 200, so L. As I have told, we can repeat the numbers up to 3 times, okay? So 1XL, okay? So this is 250, okay? They all are sealed, and 50 it is been added by the after the bigger symbol, so 50 is been added, so this is 250, okay? Now number G, from question number 2, 1140, okay? 1140. So for 1000 what we have? M, okay? For 100 we have C, and for 40 we, how we'll make? Do we have 40? So to make 40 we'll do subtraction from L to X. So for 1000 we'll write M, for 100 we'll write C, and for 40 what we'll write? How much? X, L, okay? 50 before a greater symbol, if you write the smaller symbol, it is means subtraction. So this is MCXL, okay? The Roman numericals for Indo-Arabic. Now number 8, the last one from this now question, 2009. How to write 2009? So for 1000 we can write M, 1000, one more M, 2000, and we need 9. As we know, how we write 9? It is 10 minus 1, X, I, it is 9. So it is 2009. So this is how you will do question number 2. Hindu-Arabic numbers are given. You have to just write the Roman numericals. Okay. So number 2 also we have completed. Now let's do question number 3. Okay, question number 3, what we have? Fill in the blanks using the Roman numericals. It is saying to write the fill in the blanks with using Roman numericals, okay? Okay, question number 3, it is saying fill in the blanks using the Roman numericals, okay? So in question number 3, I'll just do question number A for you. It's very interesting. It is saying, I was born in the year. You have to write the year, okay? So year, suppose the question which we did just now, if it is 2009 or 2010, let's do 2010, okay? Suppose you are born, I am doing 2010. So how to write 2010 in Roman numericals? For 1000, 1M, for one more 1000, 1M, so it has become 2000, and we need 10, so for 10 it is X. So for 10 it is X. So this is how you will do question number 3. Read the other questions and you can do it, okay? Now after question 3, let's do question number 4. What question number 4 is saying? Arrange this in ascending orders. So in question number 4, the Roman numericals are given. We have to arrange them into ascending order. Okay, I am writing the question here first. Okay, these are the Roman numbers which are given here, Roman numericals. We have to write them into ascending order. Let's first find which are, let's write them into Hindu-Arabic, okay, to understand, to write it in ascending order. So 10 plus 10, 20, plus 25, 26. This is 26. 10 plus 14, this is 14. Before 5 it is 1, I. So minus 14, 10, 20, 30, 34. Here 10, 20, 30, 36, 10, 20 and 9, 29, and the last one is 10, 11, 12. So we got the Hindu-Arabic numbers for the Roman numericals. Now we have to write into ascending orders. So we will not write this Hindu, we will write this one into ascending order, okay? So let's write the ascending order. Ascending order. Okay, so the ascending order. So which one is ascending means from small to big. So which one is small here? The first one is 12, then 14, then which one is small here? 26, then 29, then 34, and the last one is 36. And the last one is 36. So this is the ascending order of question number 4. Ascending order of the question number 4. This is how you will write the ascending order of the Roman numericals. Okay. Now the last question from this exercise 1.8, and we'll complete this chapter with this last question. And the last question for this exercise is: a king lived for 120 years. He had 35 members in his family and 76 states under his kingdom. Write all Hindu-Aramaic numbers in the Roman numericals. Sorry. Here a question is given in which the Hindu-Arabic numbers are given. We have to write the Roman numericals. Okay. So let's do question number 5. It is saying a king lived for 120 years. Okay, so we have to write the Roman numericals for this. Therefore the Roman for 120, it will be equals to, for 100 we'll write C, and for 20 we can write X 2 times. Okay, so it is, this is the Roman numericals. In another it is saying he has 35 members in his family. In his family he has 35 members. Then the Roman numerals for 35 is equals to, how we'll write 30? I said we can repeat 3 times, 10, 20, 30, and for 5 we'll write V. So this is how we'll write for 35. And the last one, and he had, the last one, he had 76 states under his kingdom. 76 states under his kingdom. He had 76 states under his kingdom. So the Roman for 76. Okay, for 76. Okay, so for 76, how we'll write? Okay, so 50 is here, so we can add the numbers. So for 50 we'll write L plus X. 60 again 1, 70. Okay, and for 6, 5 plus 1, so we can write V1. Okay, so this is how you will do question number 5. It is given in Hindu-Arabic and you can write the Roman numericals. So I have completed all the questions from exercise, the questions from 1.7 and 1.8. From question exercise 1.8 we did question number 1, A, F, G, H. So the remaining questions which are there in the book, you practice it and do it as a homework. For question 2 we did question A, Z, H. The remaining questions, the sub questions, you do as your homework. Question 3 I did A I did, B, C, D, E you do as your homework, and 4 and 5 I did. So the remaining questions, do as your homework and practice it. And with this we have completed the first chapter, that is large numbers, and we'll further go with the another chapters. So thank you very much.